Good morning, Marianas. So many things we gotta discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings to Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news, from a beautiful place with Pacific views, it's always so much fun on Good Morning Marianas.
Good morning, Marianas. Buenos holidays on Tiro. It is Tuesday, May 7th, and you are here. It's another edition of Good Morning Marianas. So glad that you guys are here this morning. Got a little bit of a different setup over here because we've got an interesting day happening, and holy smokes, is it going to be interesting. I've got swimmers. We're infested with them. Kalnokaoi. We have so many swimmers in here. They're all going to be going off island, different countries and everything, and they're going to swim there. They're going to start tomorrow, so they're there in time. And by the time they get there, they're going to have some interesting stories to say. Okay, they're flying. Everybody knows that. But we're going to have them on here in just a little bit. Wow, Pyrie Football Club is watching. Hooray. Thank you for watching, Pyrie Football Club. Part of the Pyrie Football Club's actually here today, right now. All right, well, we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. We're going to hit local headlines and going to talk about these swimmers. We got some interviews with them in just a little bit. Just want to remind you, you can give us a call at 670-789-2323. That's right. We can take your calls. My goodness. And, well, we'll tell you a little bit more as we come back. But first, going to give you the update about what's happening in the United States and all around the world with AP Headline News.
AP News. I'm Ed Donahue. Diplomacy and military brinksmanship are on display in the Middle East. Israel is edging closer to an offensive in Rafah. The AP's Sagar Magani is at the White House.
In the morning, Israel ordered an evacuation from parts of Rafah, signaling an imminent invasion. Soon after, Hamas abruptly announced it accepted an Egyptian and Qatari ceasefire proposal, which Israel says it's reviewing and will further discuss, but will also keep operating in Gaza at the same time. After its war cabinet approved a Rafah operation, Israeli jets started strikes. That all came after White House spokesman John Kirby said President Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spent a half hour on the phone.
And the president was consistent again this morning that we don't support ground operations in Rafah.
The developments leave a glimmer of hope for a deal to at least pause the fighting and free Hamas hostages.
Hopefully, it can lead to those hostages getting out real soon with their families.
Sagar Magani at the White House.
At Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York, the former president was fined $1,000 for violating a gag order. The AP's Michael Sisak reports Judge Juan Mershon threatened jail time if it happens again.
In his most explicit warning to date, said that it is clear the legal maximum fine allowed of $1,000 per violation isn't working. The judge said to Trump, "The last thing I want to do is put you in jail."
Jurors heard for the first time how and why Michael Cohen's reimbursement for payment to Stormy Daniels was entered as a legal expense. A bill is passed in Colorado to overhaul oversight of funeral homes in the state. It follows a series of incidents in Colorado, including sold body parts, fake ashes, and the discovery of 190 decaying bodies. Stocks finished higher, the Dow up 176 points. This is AP News. A Boeing NASA space launch is set for tonight in Florida.
After years of struggling, Boeing will launch astronauts into space. Starliner's debut test flight without a crew in 2019 ended up in the wrong orbit and failed to reach the space station. That forced Boeing to repeat the demo before astronauts could fly. Following more reviews last year, the company had to fix the capsule's parachutes and yank out a mile of flammable tape. The launch is set for 10:34 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Haya Panjwani.
Civil rights leader Daisy Bates and Johnny Cash will replace the Arkansas statues at the U.S. Capitol. Former Governor Asa Hutchinson says they reflect the state's heritage.
From music to changes and leadership in the civil rights era. And whenever you think about Johnny Cash, Johnny Cash, the man in black, reflects the common people.
The Bates statue will be installed this week. I'm Ed Donahue, AP News.
All right, everybody, we are back after those headlines from AP Network News. Well, it's AP Headline News, but network just sounds easier. It just kind of rolls off the tongue. Plus, it's my show. I can say whatever I want. Hey, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. See that you guys are still here and having a good time here. Tobak Castro, the tip man from Dan. That's right. I know he's got some travel plans coming up here pretty soon, but this guy has been a wealth of knowledge for us. Helping us out with the setup that we're going to have here to make those colors really pop behind us by having a great tint job over there. Not too shabby, huh? It's going to be great. Anyway, he's really helping us out. So, Tobot, thank you so much. And Brock Calvo, good to see you out there too, man. Always good to see you out there. Man, we're going to have you guys come in here. At the very least, I got to get that paddling partner of yours out there to get down here because these guys just paddled out to Tinian. I hear it's been done, but it hasn't been done in a long time. These guys hustling. So that was pretty cool. Anyway, you know what? I was going to talk about some of the local headlines and all that stuff, but why would I do all that stuff when I got some folks here in studio right now? Let's take a look at them. All right, we picked the two people who could be the biggest size discrepancy we could find between the two of them right here. We got Junior Semin and we've got Saipan swim coach Richard Sickle in the studio right now. Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming.
Hello.
Oh, yeah. You can't see yourself yet, but here, I'll press play up here and you'll be able to see yourself up here a little bit. So you'll be able to see what everyone else is looking at. Hey, look, you guys are on there right now. Hey, so you guys came in here and there's a lot of stuff that you have going on. So why don't you give us a little update on what's happening with the Saipan Swim Club. What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going? All this great stuff.
I am doing...
You can get a little closer to the microphone.
I am doing,
Where are we going to go?
I'm going to Hong Kong.
You're going to Hong Kong. Do your parents know?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's good.
And I'm doing...
Events. Like we're going to fly to Hong Kong, right? So we're going to do a meet in Hong Kong on Hong Kong Island with the Stingray Swim Club.
Stingray Swim Club.
Stingray
Awesome.
Swim Club. And so we're going to join them in the end of May. And we'll fly over there and do some swim events over there.
Awesome. All right. So tell me more about the Stingray Swim Club. Can you guys tell me about it?
So Stingray Swim Club is in Hong Kong Island. So we'll be staying on Wan Chai and travel to the swim club over there. So it's part of a school, and they have an invitational every year, and they invited us to come out. So we're going to take 4 swimmers to Hong Kong.
How cool is that? Is this your first time to Hong Kong?
Yes, it is.
Whoa. All right. So wait, are you guys flying on that new Hong Kong Airlines flight?
I guess.
Yeah, we're going to fly through Jet or T-Way. Yeah, so
T-Way.
Flying through Korea.
That's great. It's so cool. I've never been to Hong Kong. You've been, I'm guessing? No? Yeah. And to be there, it's going to be the big city. It's even bigger than Guam. It's a lot bigger. So you got a passport. Now you're an international jet setter going all over the place. So can you tell me about, do you know what events you're going to swim?
I'm going to do 50 back, 50 breast, and 50 back and 50 breast, 53 and 100 IM.
Wow, so that's the medley, right? Can you tell me, so what does that mean? What does the medley mean, that 100 IM?
It means individual medley.
So you're going to do all 4 strokes, right, in one swim.
What are all 4 of the strokes?
Back, breast, free, and fly.
Fly. All right, I think I got to move your chair a little closer so you can get closer to that microphone. I can hear you, but it sounds a little quiet, a little echoey. You want to scoot up? There you go. Okay, just don't eat anymore because then it's gonna be too heavy to move you around a little bit. What's your best stroke? What's your favorite one to do?
Backstroke.
Really? Why is backstroke your favorite?
Because I like to move my arms a lot. Like this.
Ooh, you know why I like backstroke? Why? It's easiest to breathe. You can breathe all day. You don't have to worry about it.
People who like to talk like to do backstroke too, so they can still talk while they're swimming.
It's perfect for me. It's perfect. So, how old are you?
I am 8 years old.
8 years old, and you're already going to another country to represent the CNMI swimming somewhere else. That's pretty cool, man. And wow, so do you have? Is there a certain time that you're trying to beat?
I don't know.
You don't know. Do you know what your best time is in backstroke?
Yes.
What is it?
It is. I think a few seconds. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Are you the only swimmer in your family?
No.
No. Who else swims?
My brother PJ.
Oh yeah. Is he pretty good?
Yes.
But he's not going to Hong Kong?
He is.
He is going? Oh, is he swimming too?
Yes.
Whoa. What's he going to be doing?
He's basically going to do everything I'm doing.
Whoa. Who's faster, you or your brother?
My brother.
Ah, well, he's bigger, right?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He is
27?
11 years old.
11. Wow, I was close. All right, so you guys are pretty close. You're in 3rd grade. You're missing school, so you could be here. You could miss any school while you're doing this trip. When do you guys leave?
Yeah.
Yeah. When do you guys leave, Coach?
May 22nd.
Wow. So it's kind of a big ordeal getting everybody together. You got a lot of support from the parents. Are all the parents going too?
So we'll take in 2 dads and then myself and then the 4 swimmers. So it's going to be a little bit of trouble, I think, with all the dads.
Yeah, that's going to be a big thing. Now, is there a master's event in this as well?
There are no masters.
Oh.
It's only age group, so this is up to, I believe, high school.
Nice. Well, I'm pretty excited. I'm not even going. Are you excited about this trip?
Yes.
What are you most excited about when you think about this trip?
I'm most excited about this trip because I'm going to Disneyland.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you guys were going to sneak in a trip to Hong Kong Disney, but you are. That's awesome. Have you been to Disneyland before?
Yes.
Ooh, where?
Japan.
Ooh, I went there too. I went there. It was really cold when I went.
It is.
Yeah, I went there in December, but you're going to go there and it's going to be super nice. Do you have a favorite Disney character that you're going to see?
Yes.
Who?
It is Donald Duck.
Oh, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So you can see there's a bunch of people who are watching. They're excited for you too. Hey, look, even MPU is watching you guys. So what would you say to somebody who is thinking about swimming, but maybe they're just afraid to try?
I don't know.
How did you start?
I started when I was 4 years old.
Really? Did your dad just throw you in the water?
No.
No? How'd you start? What made you decide to start?
I started when I started to feel the water.
Okay, that's a great way to put it. That's pretty good. How do you like your coach?
A lot.
Yeah? Is he pretty tough?
Yes.
He's good?
Yes.
Has he made you better?
Yes.
All right, I like it. Hey, all right, let me ask you another big question. I like Disneyland, and I like to eat. So when you're going to go for a swim meet, what do you eat before you're going up to do a swim meet?
I don't know.
Anything? Is there any like lucky food that you eat before you go, or anything that you do before every swim meet?
No, not really.
Not yet? All right. Well, maybe you'll develop some of that stuff in time. All right. Do you want to say anything to anybody out there? Want to say hi to anybody?
I don't know.
Maybe your mom?
Okay. Hello.
All right. Well, Hey, Coach. Can you tell me a little bit more about just this trip? And you said you've got a bunch of swimmers, but you got some parent support going there and everything. But it's still kind of a big deal to bring people out there, to bring a bunch of kids to a big meet like this.
Yeah, it's costly, so there's not a lot of money available to do these things. So we have to kind of fundraise to bring everybody over there. We're looking at a couple of $10,000, $15,000 just to bring that many people over. No, it's not that much. 5,000, I think, for this trip. But it's it costs money, so it's tough to get it all together and organize it. And this is really one of the first events that these guys are doing. It's like a swim meet in an actual regulation size pool. So that's a pretty big deal for these guys to do an actual race.
Well, great. I'll tell you what, this is what we're going to do. We're going to take a real quick commercial, and we'll come back. We're going to get a couple of more. I still got 4 more swimmers in here. Can you believe it? Yes, we have 4 more swimmers in here. All right, so we're going to come right back in just a couple of minutes after this commercial break. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't forget, after all this, we're still going to get to all the local headlines and get you all caught up with everything that's happening here in the CNMI and all around the world with more updates from AP Headline News. See, I got it right that time. All right, we'll see you in just about 90 seconds.
For close to 30 years, I've never seen a carrier with so many different types of ways to serve their customers. Whether it's fiber, whether it's fixed wireless, 5G mobility, LTE, we know how to get the job done. Being part of the IT&E team is more than just being part of a company, it's being part of a family. Your coworkers want you to be successful. Your managers want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. Lean on us. That's what we're here for. We're here to make you successful, not the other way around. Our success will come from yours. We're going to empower our employees. We want you to be the tip of the spear for leading IT&E in the future. Second, we're going to delight our customers. Every customer experience is meaningful. We want every customer to walk away thrilled that they chose IT&E as a provider for every product that we offer. Then finally, we do those 2 things. We're going to crush our competition.
Is Kelly. I've never been good at giving up. And that's okay, because I have big plans. This might sound crazy right now, but someday, I will be the captain of my own ship.
This is the captain. Attention on deck!
I'll steer it through new waters. And I'll stand up to the biggest storms. Me and my crew will fight back against the toughest enemies. I'll lead the sailors on my ship, my way. And together, we will always do what is right. I'll show the world any girl can be a captain. I'll show them that I am enough. No matter what comes my way, I'll stay the course. Because history won't remember those who took the easy way out. My name is Kelly, and it means determination.
Good morning, Mariana. So welcome back. It is Tuesday, May 7th. It is 7:58 a.m., 80 degrees here in Saipan. Beautiful day. Looking at isolated showers and mostly sunny skies, high near 87. Nice little breeze out there just to take a little bit of the edge off. Coming out of the east from 9 to 11 miles per hour. Tonight we're looking at more of the same. Isolated showers, partly cloudy skies. Low's going to drop all the way down to 77 degrees. So get your winter weather gear out. It's going to drop down a little bit for the wind as well, 8 to 10 miles per hour. The whole week's looking pretty cherry, though. 87's the high all week. 77's the low all week. Tune in tomorrow, I'll tell you the same thing. It's not too bad. Not as bad as traffic out there. Take a look. That is a live look down there at your traffic along Beach Road. The project that will never end is still going. It is the best renewable resource that we have in Saipan these days. It's called road construction. We have plenty of it. I know eventually it's going to get done, but it was supposed to be done in January. Then it got pushed to the summer. You're on camera, by the way. You look great. He ran away. Hey, so it was supposed to be done in January. Then it got pushed to June. Then it got pushed to September, October. So we're looking at October. So if it's done by October, that'll be terrific because kids will be trick-or-treating like champs. But anyway, that's just to give you a little look at what we're looking at down there now. We're going to come back in studio because we're going to continue this little march of swimming that we got this morning. Good morning, Glenn Hunter. Good to see you. Good to see you. We didn't even get to do the shack cam yet, but don't worry, we're going to get there when we start talking about everything that we got going on. But in the meantime, we're going to switch over to let you see a couple of our other swimmers that we've got in here. We're just going with all the young folks. We've got to the left and to the right, you've got Libby and Gabe Walsh. They're going to be representing the CNMI in Hong Kong for this big swimming event. So welcome to the show, you two. Uh-oh. They can't talk. Do you guys have a cat? Okay, good. Now I know the cat does not have their tongue. That is good to know. All right, you guys. Well, welcome. I know you guys are looking at the screen. You're like, ooh, look at, we're famous now. You guys, that's the truth. You are famous now. What are you going to do? Who's the first autograph that you want to give? If someone asked for an autograph, would you give it to them? Yeah. Remember, you got to speak into the microphone. That's the important. You got to be able to talk into the microphone. People won't ask for the autographs unless you do that. You know your mom's watching right now. How cool is that? And she's at school. And you guys aren't even at school. This is like the best day ever. It's pretty cool for me. All right, Libby, is this your first time going to Hong Kong? Remember, you got to talk. There you go.
Like about 2.
You went to Hong Kong when you were 2. Do you remember it?
No.
No? Did you post about it on your Instagram or TikTok?
No.
No? You didn't? All right. Now, how about this time? Do you know what you're going to be swimming, right? So what events are you going to be in?
I'm going to do 50 breast, 50 free, 50 back, and 100 IM.
Wow, that's a lot of events. So do you have a favorite?
Yes, I like free.
Freestyle? All right, that really is my favorite. It's really not backstroke. Sorry, Junior. I do like freestyle better because it's just kind of easy. The only thing is you got to, in the pool, you don't have to look around because you can follow that line at the bottom, right? But if you're swimming out there in the ocean, you got to look around all the time to make sure you're still going in a straight line. Otherwise, you'll find out later that you're swerving all over the place. Swerving like Mervin. All right, so you've been training on this for a long time?
Yes.
So what, can you tell me like what your training is like?
It's like we like run, we stretch, and then we swim.
Wow. Now you're going to be going with your brother, your big brother, Gabe. You're going to be doing all these events too. So which events are you in? Are you in the same events?
Yeah.
All right. What is your strongest event?
Freestyle.
Freestyle. Yeah, freestyle. And
it's my fastest.
Really? So do you know, like, do you keep track of your times to see if you're getting better?
Yeah.
So do you know what your fastest time in like a 50 is?
I know
25?
25 meters. It's 18 seconds.
Wow, that's fast. That's like legit fast. How about you? Do you know, Libby?
No,
Is it as fast as Gabe?
probably not.
But pretty close?
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys think you're faster than your mom and dad?
Yes.
Oh, no maybe on that one. That's pretty cool. So what's taking a trip like this? I mean, it gets to be like a family trip. Is your mom going on the trip too?
No.
Just dad?
Yes.
Whoa. Sorry, Mom. You have to teach at school. Wow, wow. So what are you most excited about on this trip?
I'm excited about this trip because we're going. I've been to Hong Kong before, but I don't remember it, and I'm going to new places, so it's going to be exciting.
Wow, it is pretty cool. Now, how old are you two?
I'm 8. I'm 9.
8 and 9 years old in the prime of your lives. How about that? You might not believe it, but one time I was 8. One time I was 9. True story. And I didn't get to go to Hong Kong when I was 8 or 9 or represent my whole town where I was from to do any of that stuff. So this is pretty cool. Kind of a little jealous. I think you guys are doing it. Now, you guys don't just do this sport. You do other sports too.
Yes.
So tell me about some of those other sports you guys do.
I do soccer, and I do like soccer, and I used to do ballet, and I did track.
Oh, track and field. How about you, Gabe?
I do track, and I used to do gymnastics, and I do swimming, and I play soccer.
Man, you guys are all over the place. Is there ever a day when you're not doing something?
Yes. Yes.
When? Name one day.
The weekends.
The weekends?
Saturday and Sunday, usually.
Well, you have soccer on Saturdays, turkeys. So you got stuff going on. Hey, how about this? Can you tell me about like your actual in the water practice? Where do you guys practice?
PIC.
PIC?
Yes.
That's pretty cool that they let you guys down there to do all that training. Did you guys, well, let's see, you guys are 8 and 9 years old. You might not have been here when we did the swim meets up north, did you? Did you ever swim in the big pool up in Marpy?
No.
Well, you don't want to do it today. That's for sure. I don't know what color the water is in there or if there is any water in there. You wouldn't want to be in there now. But that used to be our big 50-meter, almost 50-meter pool. And it was pretty cool. I definitely have left that place smelling like chlorine quite a bit. That was a big pool. It was a lot of fun. Used to go up there in the mornings to go do the training. So do you guys like swimming in the pool better, or do you like swimming out in the lagoon better?
The pool.
Yeah, you
I like the pool too.
Yeah? Why do you prefer that?
Because like in the ocean, it's like there could be animals that can hurt me.
No. Your sister's that animal. She's going to hurt you in the pool, too. No, I'm with you, though. I used to, when I first started swimming out there, I was thinking, oh, my gosh, I got to look behind me all the time. There might be something big. Every little shadow. It's something. It's coming to get me. No, nothing ever got me. But I have been out there. I swam right over like a stingray that I could see it. I could see the outline. All of a sudden, it fluttered up, and it was just a big cloud of dust and took off. And it was only like a couple feet underneath me. So that was kind of like, woo, that got me going. Swam with eagle rays, swam with some big fish out there. There's turtles, swimming out there with turtles too. None of them reached out to give me a high five though. But it was pretty cool. I love swimming out at the tanks. Have you guys swam out to the tanks?
No.
Yeah. No?
I did.
So one of the advantages of swimming out there, of course, it's tougher if there's a current or if it's windy. Plus, if you try to breathe and there's all that water splashing, but it makes you a lot stronger too because you got to go and fight all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. And it's harder to judge your times. All right. So while your mom's at school, do you want to say anything to her?
No. No.
You don't want to say anything to your mom? You are crushing her right now. Not, Mom, I love you. Or, Mom, I'm going to clean my room when I get home. That's great. All right, so since your mom's not here, let's talk turkey. Who do you like better, your mom or your dad? No, I'm kidding. No. By the way, there is, if you guys can't hear it in the studio, there's an audible gasp in the room. What? Yeah, that's all right. All right. If you had to pick, no, that's okay. I was going to pick Keone or Leilani, but I don't know. They're not here watching right now. And plus, I don't want you to crush them either. All right. So I'll ask you the same question about Junior. You guys have been swimming for a long time, right?
Yes.
So what would you say to somebody who doesn't know how to swim yet, but they're thinking about swimming, but they're kind of scared?
You should join our club because, like, if they're a friend of mine, then it can be like they won't be scared anymore.
Well, that's pretty cool. How about you, Libby? What would you tell someone?
I would tell someone, like, you can do it. It's gonna be fun. You can maybe go to other places.
Yeah. Are you guys going to be going to that Disneyland trip too?
No.
No? Oh, no. That's okay. You guys can go together when your mom's there. You can have a whole family trip. Doesn't that sound even better?
Yes.
Yes. Also, for folks who are just watching, their mom is the president of the Pyrie Football Club. And she does so much, not just for her kids, but for kids throughout all the different age groups here in the CNMI. Doesn't matter if they're part of the Pyrie Football Club or any club, afterwards, she's got snacks. She's feeding everybody and never turn a kid away. Your mom's pretty cool like that. So you want to say anything to anybody who's watching? A bunch of folks are watching from the school. I know that.
Hi, Pyrie.
All right, guys. Hey, we're going to switch back, and we're going to take a real quick break. And, whoa, hold on. I switched the wrong button. We're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get two of the older swimmers, the Manamco. They're going to come out here and let us know what's going on. We're going to get them out because these little guys got to get back to school, and these older guys, they've only got like one class left in school today. That's crazy. All right, so we'll be back with that and more after this.
In telecom for close to 30 years, I've never seen a carrier with so many different types of ways to serve their customers. Whether it's fiber, whether it's fixed wireless, 5G mobility, LTE, we know how to get the job done. Being part of the IT&E team is more than just being part of a company, it's being part of a family. Your coworkers want you to be successful. Your managers want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. Lean on us. That's what we're here for. And we're here to make you successful, not the other way around. Our success will come from yours. We're going to empower our employees. We want you to be the tip of the spear for leading IT in the future. Second, we're going to delight our customers. Every customer experience is meaningful. We want every customer to walk away thrilled that they chose IT as a provider for every product that we offer. Then finally, we do those two things, we're going to crush our competition.
My name is Kelly. I've never been good at giving up. And that's okay, because I have big plans. This might sound crazy right now, but someday, I will be the captain of my own ship.
This is the captain. Attention on deck.
I'll steer it through new waters, and I'll stand up to the biggest storms. Me and my crew will fight back against the toughest enemies. I'll lead the sailors on my ship my way. And together, we will always do what is right. I'll show the world any girl can be a captain. I'll show them that I am enough. No matter what comes my way, I'll stay the course. Because history won't remember those who took the easy way out. My name is Kelly, and it means determination.
All right, good morning, Marianas, and welcome back on this Tuesday, May 7th. It is 8:14 in the morning. We haven't even gotten to the headlines because we have got folks in studio, and we are happy to have them here. We're going to talk more about the swimmers who just got back from Australia here in just a minute. But it is heating up outside today. We said it's going to be a high near 87. Well, we're already at 86 degrees out here. Holy smokes. That's according to the weather station up there by the airport. 86 degrees. Looking at a high near 87. Got a feeling if it's 8 o'clock, we're probably going to pass that one. East winds 9 to 11 miles per hour. That's pretty fast, but not too bad. Well, we do have faster people in studio right now. It's a true story. We have the two of our Monamco swimmers. Okay, they're not Monamco, and they know it too. But we're going to hear all about a recent trip to Australia from Tayo Akimaru and Ginny Thompson. They're going to tell us all about this cool trip, what they ended up doing. They've represented the CNMI in events before, but we're going to hear about their most recent here today. So welcome to the show. Hello. It's great to have you guys here, and especially since old people are the only ones who have Facebook. They're going to be able to watch this. This means your folks will probably be able to watch it. So that's cool. All right, so fire away. Tell us a little bit about, tell us, how old you are, where you're going to school, and how long you've been swimming.
17, 18 years old. I'm MHS. I'm a student at MHS. And I've been swimming for around 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Ginny Thompson. I also go to MHS. I'm a senior there this year, and I've been swimming for 13 years.
Man, so a lot of swimming experience. And your sister swims a little bit sometimes, too?
Not anymore.
She used to?
She used to, yeah.
So there's nothing available to her in the service?
I'm sure there is, but she's not at it right now.
Well, great, but you guys just came back. When did you guys you said you went to Australia, and when was that, and what was the event?
So that was the Oceania Championships, where a bunch of islands showed up, and that was April. Well, we arrived there April 19. We came back April 26. So it was I felt like it was kind of a longer trip, and it was fun. It's definitely a better experience when it's the islands because they know how to engage with each other and cheer each other on. Even though you just met, they'll cheer you on, so it's pretty cool.
Oh, you're like your competitors, the folks that you're swimming against and everything. That is pretty awesome. So for the Oceanians, where in Australia was it?
Gold Coast.
Wow. I've never been there. I've only been to Cairns. So what was it like? What was do they call it a natatorium? Do they call it an arena, a stadium? What do they call it over there? A pool.
Yeah, it was a pool. It was outdoors. Yeah, it was outdoors. It was a nice pool. I think the facility had maybe 4 or 5 pools within it. Wow. And the main competition pool was very nice. It was open, and it was raining a lot during the finals, so it was definitely chilly for us. But overall, it was nice.
Well, and so when they do these events, I know we don't really have anything for it here, but do they have diving events at these things too?
Yeah, I think so. There was the high dive block in the pools too. So in one of the pools. So I think there
was
is
diving, but it wasn't a part of the Oceania competition.
Okay. Probably not a lot of folks like the whole CNMI. We don't have one high dive.
No.
Right. I'm guessing they might have one in Guam. Who knows? But they definitely don't have it here. So since you're not doing diving, what were the events that you guys did?
Oh, so I did 50 and 100 breaststroke, 50 butterfly, 50 freestyle, and the 200 IM.
Whoa, the 200 IM. So what kind of time are you turning in for a 200 IM?
So I got the total time was 2 minutes and 18 seconds. So for the 50 fly, I went and I got a bronze for my 200 IM.
That's great. 2 minutes, 18 seconds. It sounds about like my 50 free. That's great. Okay, I'm a little better than that. A little. How about you, Jenny?
I swam the 50 and 100 butterfly, the 50 breaststroke, the 50 free. Also did the 2 IM. I did the 4x50 medley relay in both the girl and mixed events. I did the 4x100 relay for women, 4x200 relay for women, and the 4x100 mixed medley, or women's medley.
So
relay.
In Oceania Track, they have a mixed event where when they would do a relay event, they would have people from different islands or different countries and everything. Did they do something like that for the swimming, where you could team up with folks from the different islands?
No. I wish. That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
That's the first I've heard of something like that.
Yeah, where you would just pick, like they had like an all Micronesian team. They had an all Melanesian team, like from different places. It was just really, really cool. So it would be pretty cool if they had that there. But they didn't, but that's all right. So how did you do? Did you take home any hardware for any of these things too?
No.
That's okay. So I remember swim coaches before saying that not to worry or not focus on any of that. It's about beating yourself and trying to hit like a PR, like when you get out there. So were you able to hit any of that while you're out there?
Yeah, for sure. And I even did some events that I've never done before. So that was pretty fun.
Sounds like you did a million of them.
I know. Thanks, Coach.
No, that's great, though. I mean, if you're going to be out there for a week, you might as well make the most of it.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's really cool. So you did less events, but you got a medal out of it, which has to be pretty cool.
Yeah, it was really amazing, experience. I never got a bronze medal in those outdoor competition outside Saipan, so yeah, it was really good thing.
So when you're swimming against all these people from all over, well, first of all, who's the strongest? Is there one team that's the strongest?
Australia.
Australia was pretty strong.
Really?
They were on the podium quite a lot.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So it's the full on, they were in everything. They got their top guys and girls out there. Wow. So to do bronze, so I'm guessing maybe were they the gold in that?
Yeah, Australia was the gold.
And who took silver?
Guam.
Guam
took the silver.
Hey, but that's pretty great if Guam and the CNMI are up there together. Mm-hmm. Super cool. All right, so you already talked about it a little bit about the spirit of camaraderie and everything out there. So it's really a lot of people cheering each other on when you're out there?
Yeah.
Was there a team that was there any inspirational story that you guys knew when you were there? You really wanted somebody or some small remote place to win? Or were we that small remote place?
Palau, I think. For me, it was Palau. I wanted
Well,
them to.
yeah, I feel like we were just cheering on our friends because we used to host the international swim meet when the
More people
was open. So we knew quite a bit of people in Australia. So when they were racing, when they were about to place, we're like, go, you can do it.
Wow, so you've basically been growing up with these kids at the same time. Wow, that's amazing. Now, what got you into swimming?
Me, my brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? He's pretty good.
Yeah, he was the fastest when he was a swimmer. So yeah.
Are you faster now?
Oh, of course.
That's great. I'm guessing this goes back to your dad.
Yeah. He was very involved in SSC, so as soon as I was allowed to join SSC, he put me in. My sister first, and then me.
Well, that's awesome. I know he was a big water polo guy too. I've heard all about it, but yeah, out of nowhere, like I know him not from any of that stuff. Like when I got here, a little bit younger than your dad, so like I wasn't doing any of the hangout, or I wasn't here when he was doing all those events. But then, every once in a while he'll come out for like an open water event and just destroy. He'll go out there. He did not lose it. He didn't lose it at all. So I'm guessing that's a point of pride. Now, are you guys faster than him?
I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah, we are.
That's great. Do you have, you're going to see these kids who are just starting off their journey. They're like 8 and 9 years old. That must seem like forever ago for you guys. But what do you remember about like when you first started back then?
I would say that I would always pretend to have a stomach ache or something like that to get out of practice. But then my mom would always make me go, which now I appreciate because you need someone like that in your life to just keep you going, to get you the places you need to go. So I think in the end, it's all very rewarding, and I'm grateful for my mom, if you're watching.
Oh, how about you?
And I just following my brother's footsteps. Yeah, I just like ride the same car as my brother to go to practice, and I'll just keep on following him. So I'll just.
Well, what's he doing in life now?
He's at Japan right now, and he's working at a hotel, I think, in Japan, Okinawa. Yeah.
So is that what's next for you too?
No. I don't want to work in Japan.
Oh, why not?
I want to come back to Saipan and then work on swimming and those stuff. Yeah.
It's awesome. You're going to go to school after you graduate?
Yeah, I'm planning to go to college in Japan, but yeah, come back in Saipan after that. Yeah.
Nice. How about you after school?
College. Not sure where yet. Haven't committed to college yet. But after that, maybe work somewhere in healthcare.
Oh, nice. That's great. You don't have to have it all figured out yet. That's the good news.
Yeah.
And so they were telling me about their high school schedule right now that just blew me away. You've got how many classes right now?
I have two.
Two. What are those classes?
I have language and PE.
And what do you have?
I have 3 classes. I have AP Physics, AP US History, and Honors Philosophy.
Wow, that sounds a little bit heavier than PE.
Yeah.
So I don't remember having my schedule was, I guess I just didn't take stuff ahead of time. It was just all equally meted out throughout the whole year. I can't imagine being able to have such a chill senior year, but you guys seem like you got it made and got it laid out pretty great. Mm-hmm. Anybody that you'd want to say hey to while we're here?
Hi, Marianas.
Nice. Oh, so if you guys have been swimming since that pool was open, you've had a few different coaches over the years.
Yes.
Right? Is there a style that you guys think that you prefer, or is there anything more memorable about any of them?
I kind of like the position we're in right now because our coach is someone we used to swim with.
Mm-hmm.
So it's friendly, but at the same time, he works us hard, and he doesn't take anything from us. No negativity. We know that because he has different punishments, but you need to be pushed hard. You need to have a strict coach to really work yourself, I think. If it's too laid back, you're not going to get anywhere.
Well, the younger kids told us a little bit about their training. Can you tell us about what a typical training day might be for you guys?
So it's not really we don't really have a schedule, like which weeks we're gonna work on something, but our coach just, this week we're gonna do long distance. This week we're gonna do short distance sprints, working on technique. Like it changes a lot every week or every day, so it's it's not like continuous, like same workout. So it's like really refreshing, like, and it's really not really, what do you call it? Mentally challenging. It just, it just keep on refreshing. And
So when I was practicing, I remember, so I'd get down to the pool early, like around 5, and I remember it was like a 400 was a warm up, and then we'd go through whether it was like the long, slow distance or if it was a sprint day or something like that, and then there would be so much time in between. I forget what they called that, but like all right, we'll do it on the 2s or something like that. So when you're going down and back, you can take as much break as you can before it hits that next 2, right? Boom, boom, boom. But the younger kids were saying you guys do some running and stretching and stuff like that too?
Yeah, we do dry land before our practices every day. So since we're practicing at PIC, we start at PIC Beach. We run to the end of the beach and back. We do our stretches. We do some dry land that Coach Richard leads, and then we get in the water maybe around 5 o'clock.
Wow. And then how long are you in the water?
2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours in the water after you do all the other stuff.
Yes.
Nice. And now the other kids, they're still new. They're probably still big into like peanut butter and jelly and all that stuff, right? But do you guys have something on like a meet day? Like when you had all those events and stuff like that, you got to be able to recover and probably want to have the right amount of food in you. So is there something that you prefer to have like the day of a meet in the morning or in between meets or even in between heats?
In between heats, I don't usually like to eat because I like to have my stomach feeling pretty empty so that I feel light in the water. But maybe the day before, like the night before, I like to eat pasta to try to get those carbs in.
I don't really change my eating schedule. Like just because it's a meet, I don't really want to change it because it might change something, what I feel in the races. But during the races, I take energy drinks and then those protein bars and everything to keep my body ready for the next events.
It's great. Hey, when's the last time they did the Escape from Managaha?
Ooh, I have no idea.
2018? Yeah, I think so too.
That's a long time ago. I missed that event.
I miss it too.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I think
before we leave for college.
I want to say, like, if it felt like, just from memory, it was always like in the month of May. I think it was like in that May time frame. I mean, we could be doing it a couple weeks from now. No.
Yeah.
I know it's a lot of coordination.
Yeah.
You got to work with the Coast Guard so they can close the channel down a little bit. Then you get the volunteers who are doing all the kayaks or paddling out there and everything. DPS, they are out there with the jet skis. Actually, DPS it's so great that they're out there, but when you're swimming and those jet skis are moving around, you can really breathe that fuel exhaust. It's like, oh my God, it's like not the best breath to suck that stuff in. But I definitely, like what the little kids were talking about with swimming with stuff that's in the water with you. I've seen some bigger things swim in that one. Do you guys ever remember hearing about the Eagle Ray 7K?
7K?
You did that, didn't you? You did that too? Yeah, we started at Pow Pow to Managaha.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What year was that?
It was a lot of pounds ago. I don't remember how many years ago it was. It was about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, and we had a couple of floating stops on the way where we would stop at the, wait for everyone would catch up, some sports drink, maybe like a goo, and then you're back out there just to go because they wanted to make sure nobody cramped up or got tired and nobody, that it didn't stretch out further than our support group. But it was pretty awesome when you get there. And then especially coming through Tanapag, and then when you're getting closer, you get to ride the current a little bit, but not that much. But it really brings you right into the shore when you finally do get there. And it's like, holy crap, just swam all that way.
Yeah. I think we've also definitely done some longer swims. Like our coach makes us do either a 10K or this year we did, was it a 5-hour swim on Christmas Eve?
Wow.
So if you think swimmers get breaks, we don't. We don't have an off season.
Oh, that reminds me, you know, when I was thinking about distances, and I hadn't thought about it for a long time, the Meek and Mighty. Do you guys still do that?
No.
Wow.
The Meek and Mighty, because it was at PIC also, right? So you got the 1K, 3K, 5K. Wow, 10K is pretty crazy. So I remember doing the Meek and Mighty. And, you know, you got those big buoys. So you swim out, and then you got to do those laps around the buoys. And, man, I had a triggerfish nip me.
Yeah.
And I turned around, I'm like, hey. And he was just looking right at me. I'm like, whoa. He's like, and I swam around, and same one got me again. I'm like, I may be profiling. It might not have been the same one. Oh, I know it was the same one. It had to be the same guy. But anyway, that Meek and Mighty, that was a heck of a workout. I felt like champ when I finished those swims and really enjoyed it. That was a fun one. That was a big fundraiser, I think, for the organization too. Got a lot of people out. You know, 1K seems about right for me right now. I might try to push it and do a 3. I don't think 5K is in my world for a little while. But maybe if I was training like you guys, that stuff would come back.
Definitely.
All right, so I asked the littlest guys the same question, but I can ask you guys the same thing. I mean, what would you say to somebody, like, there's a lot of people here who don't know how to swim. Like, people from here we're surrounded by water, they don't know how to swim. It sounds crazy to me, but it's true. So what would you say to somebody about learning how to swim if they're scared to try it?
Go out with your friends, you know, go to the beach with your friends, go have fun, at least get used to water, go to water parks. No, you don't have to swim, you know, you can just float underwater, get used to water, and then you can start like getting into those swimming stuffs if you want to, yeah?
I think there's no harm done in learning to swim. I think it's an investment for yourself, especially where we're from. It'd be a shame if you couldn't swim in our beautiful waters. I mean, even though there are creatures swimming around in it. And if you do love it and decide to join a team, even better, SSC is the one for you.
Woo.
Yeah.
Do you remember, I ask you this because I remember my moment, my aha moment when I was swimming. Because I was that guy who didn't know how to swim. I mean, like, I could swim, but I couldn't do, and I could do the stroke freestyle, but I couldn't get the breathing. I never really put the time into it, right? But do you remember the moment when you were swimming freestyle, when you first figured out how to do the breathing without water getting in and everything?
I don't think I remember
I
that.
think for me, butterfly was the one that made me like, because freestyle, I think
we've done it too much that it's just engraved in our muscle memory that we can't.
But butterfly, when I first did it was just like, oh, this is how you do it. Like, it's just surprising, you know, because you don't really know how to do it at first. Rotating both arms over your head and then, everything. So it was really amazing feeling to have, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially because I switched my main stroke pretty late, I think, beginning of high school, because after the Marpi pool closed down, we were doing ocean swimming. So we were swimming right there for practices. And I thought I was a backstroker until we started at PIC, and then I switched my stroke to butterfly. And it was rough. The way my butterfly looked, I'm not going to lie, it was rough. But now it's my favorite stroke, and I have fun doing it.
Well, there's definitely a clear time to breathe for the butterfly, right? That was that the upstroke as you're coming up. I could do it like for a few, but I can't do it. I can't imagine doing that long. And then the kick is different for butterfly?
Yeah, it's 2 feet together. And
wow.
Yeah.
I can't fathom it. It was hard enough to learn freestyle, but I definitely, like, the whole breathing thing, I was like rotating my face like all the way back, like afraid that I'm not going to be able to breathe and all that stuff. And I had Coach Mike back then, and he was just drilling me. I just keep working at it. Eventually it'll get there, right? And then I was out swimming the tanks one day, and all of a sudden it just worked. I'm like, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm an adult. Like when this stuff was happening, I think I was probably like 28 when I learned how to do that. That's why I probably can remember it too. But it would just like, holy cow, I can actually breathe when I'm doing this swimming stuff now. So it's the best thing ever. All right. So most memorable thing that swimming's given you so far?
Experiences and friendships that I would have never had if it weren't for swimming.
Yeah, off-island friends. You don't imagine being friends with people off-island at first, and then you go to
Places you never even heard of before.
And then you go to those competitions, meet them. First you dap them and then say hi, talk about your strokes, and just next meet you see them again, and then making friends are really very like good experience. Like you will never imagine having those experiences if you're not like doing, or if I wasn't swimming, you know.
So at senior year, you guys, do you plan on swimming in college?
For me, maybe if the college is not that fast.
Not that fast.
Yeah.
Maybe on my own, not in a club, but just some days when I feel like it, and I happen to come across a pool in my campus.
Well, that's cool. I tell you, the Sea of Japan is cold, and dark. Oh,
so murky.
It is so black. I did a race there a couple times, and it's so cold you have to wear the wetsuit, and so black wetsuit. Then your cap is bright, and then hands and feet. I could not follow the bubbles of the feet in front of me because I couldn't see the feet in front of me. So, it's so cold. So cold. All right. Well, that's all I've got for you guys. Anything else you want to add?
No.
What's next? Do you have any other places you're going, meets that you're going to be doing before?
Not us, but our NMI team will go to micro games. June.
And you're not going?
No, I'm not going.
We have college.
In June?
Well, not in June, but we're preparing for that. And it's time for the next generation. We've been in the game for a while, so.
These old veterans. And we're going to retire. It's been a great career. All right. Well, thanks so much for being on here and sharing your experience with us today. It's been great. Those little kids, if they could have stayed later, I would have had you guys go so they can look up to you and see how you guys did all this stuff too. But I'm sure they've had plenty of time to look up to you guys at the pool. So thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for being a part of the NMI program. We wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. Hey, we're going to be back, folks, in just a little bit. We're going to take a break, and when we do, we'll get to all our headlines. We'll get the latest from AP Headline News and let you know what's happening in our world. We'll see you in a bit.
In telecom for close to 30 years, I've never seen a carrier with so many different types of ways to serve their customers. Whether it's fiber, whether it's fixed wireless, 5G mobility, LTE, we know how to get the job done. Being part of the IT&E team is more than just being part of a company, it's being part of a family. Your coworkers want you to be successful. Your managers want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. Lean on us. That's what we're here for. We're here to make you successful, not the other way around. Our success will come from yours. We're going to empower our employees. We want you to be the tip of the spear for leading IT&E in the future. Second, we're going to delight our customers. Every customer experience is meaningful. We want every customer to walk away thrilled that they chose IT&E as a provider for every product that we offer. Then finally, we do those two things, we're going to crush our competition.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad.
You loved Brad, and then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls, and you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for Better Car Replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
All right, and welcome back. It is Good Morning Marianas, and it is 8:44 in the morning. Oh my goodness, we are definitely not wasting any time. We are just talking our way through all the fun stuff. So glad that you guys are here with us. We've had a little bit of a blast. The first, oh my God, more than an hour of the show, we had the folks from the Saipan Swim Club. Some of the youngest ones were going off to Hong Kong, and they're going to be representing the NMI in this international meet, and that's, pretty cool. And then we just got to hear from a couple of the older ones who just got back from the Oceania Games in Australia. One of them got a medal. They definitely got personal bests out of it too, and just a great experience. Great kids doing a great job representing our islands and making us just look great no matter what. So glad that you guys were there. But let's talk more about what's going on here in Saipan. It's 80. Well, let me refresh again. I got a feeling. Nope, it's still 86 degrees. You're 86 degrees, and we're looking at a high near 87. Chances are we're going to blow right past that because it's pretty good right now. Hey, traffic's looking good too. Take a look over there. That's our live look down on Beach Road here in Olei at our famous roadwork construction project that we're so happy about. But now it looks like traffic's moving along just fine, and that means we're going to have to shift you over to the shack cam. What? Why the shack cam? We're going to be going to the shack cam because they're open today. That's why. They weren't open yesterday when we went down there. Well, we didn't go down there because we knew, but they're open. The shack is open on Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 2. 8 to 2 as the shack. And then on the weekends, they're open from 8 to 12. That's Saturday and Sunday. It's not just Saturday anymore at the shack. That's right. So they're only off on Monday because they got to get a day off sometime. But they are now open on Sundays. You do not want to go without it. I mean, hey, we're losing the Hyatt brunch. So go down there and enjoy a little bit of what the shack has to offer. Food, drinks, love. Yep, they have all of these things. That's the shack, Saipan. I love it. We're going to head down there after we're done with the show today for sure. And, man, we had all those guests in this morning, which was fantastic. But, we should really think about doing a morning show over there just to enjoy some of the foods that they got and everything. All right. Hey, let's get down to what's happening with the AP headline news, because I want to make sure that you are all caught up with what's happening here, but I want to make sure that you know what's happening in the U.S. and all around the world.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Hamas has abruptly accepted an Egyptian-Qatari proposal for a ceasefire with Israel. Sarka Magani has details.
It's unclear exactly what's in the proposal. Israel says the pitch is far from its essential demands, but it will still send negotiators to keep talking. Here at the White House, National Security spokesman John Kirby says CIA Director Bill Burns is combing through the proposal.
He's talking to the Israelis about it.
Kirby, though, is not talking about it.
I don't know that it gets any more sensitive than right now, and the worst thing that we can do is start speculating about what's in it.
Sagar Magani at the White House.
There were celebrations at Al-Aqsa Hospital in Deir al-Balah, but Israeli leaders have approved a military operation into the southern Gaza city of Rafah, and Israeli forces have been striking targets there. In New York, Columbia University is canceling its university-wide commencement ceremony following weeks of protests over the Israel-Hamas war. The judge in Donald Trump's hush money trial has fined him another $1,000 for a gag order violation and warned him he could go to jail if he keeps it up. Our Michael Sisseks there.
New York Judge Juan Merchan, in his most explicit warning to date, said that it is clear the legal maximum fine allowed of $1,000 per violation isn't working. The judge said to Trump, "The last thing I want to do is put you in jail."
Floodwaters in the Houston area are receding, allowing residents to begin returning to their homes and assess damage. Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo in sound from KTRK.
Now, the challenging part, of course, as too many people know, is they're waking up today seeing that they need to deal now with recovery. There is a bridge phase that we're in right now.
And two U.S. officials tell AP an American soldier has been arrested in Russia accused of stealing. This is AP News. The go-broke dates for Medicare and Social Security have been pushed back thanks to an improving economy. Medicare's Hospital Insurance Trust Fund pushed back 5 years to 2036, while Social Security's trust funds are now estimated to be unable to pay full benefits beginning in 2035. And Seth Sutel has the AP Markets report.
Stocks added to their gains from last week as technology stocks led the way. The S&P 500 climbed 1% Monday. The Dow rose 176 points. That's about 0.5%. The Nasdaq Composite added 1.2%. Nvidia rose 3.8%. Supermicrocomputer climbed 6.1%. Treasury yields held steady in the bond market following last week's big moves on hopes that a cooling job market could get the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates later this year. Berkshire Hathaway rose after Warren Buffett's company reported its latest quarterly results over the weekend. Disney and Uber will also report their earnings later this week. Seth Sutel, New York.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thanks for listening.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again. Holy cow, you can really hear that. How about that? Well, you can hear that better than you could hear me at the beginning. Anyway, welcome back. It is 8:51 in the morning here on Tuesday. Again, a great day, and glad that we had those headlines from AP Headline News. Not too bad at all. A pretty great weekend that we just had. Again, we had the NMAC that started on Friday, started back again. It's been 5 years since we had the NMAC. It was amazing. We had Taste of the Marianas came back. We had a dude eat 5 Subway sandwiches in less than an hour at the Taste of the Marianas. How about that? That was really pretty cool. Jeremy Rother. This guy never ceases to amaze. This is a guy who's not a great golfer. And I say that as someone who's not a great golfer. Even saying me and golfing in the same thing. Maybe I'm pushing the bounds of good taste there. This is a guy who hit a hole in one. It's crazy. I was there. I got to see it. It was just absolutely insane. Anyway. Last night, the NMI News Service, we always cover baseball when it's happening here, the Saipan Baseball League. Well, there was a game last night between the Royals and Blue Shark. The Royals up their season total to 2-1 with a 10-0 beatdown of Blue Shark, who falls to 0-3 on this season. My goodness. Royals looking pretty good out there. Blue Shark, I'll tell you, they got a lot of guys out there who really like playing, and they like being a great team together. You can tell they're definitely enjoying it. But 0-3 is kind of tough. 13 teams in the league this year. 13. And, man, pitching is always going to be an issue when you've got that many teams. At least in Saipan. I mean, we don't have a massive, huge community. I mean, if you had 13 good pitchers in all of Saipan, that would be a heck of a thing. But we don't. If they do, there's going to be more than one good pitcher on a team. The Cardinals definitely got some good pitching on their side. And there are other good pitchers around in the league, but I don't know if there's enough for everyone to have a superstar pitcher. But it was a rough one for Blue Shark as they go down 10-0 to the Royals. So the Royals looking pretty good. Did you know that today is National Teachers Day? Do you know a teacher? I know it's Teacher Appreciation Week. It's also National Tourism Day. There's other days. There's all kinds of awareness days and everything. But today's big day, especially for PSS, National Teachers Day. Public school, private school, homeschool. They even get Mother's Day and Father's Day. But National Teachers Day is today. So if you haven't been giving your kids, teachers a little love, today's the day to do it. Might be too late now, right? Well, you might not have dropped something off with them when they went to school today, and that's just fine. But you could probably do something for them. Hey, I could tell you about taking a view down here because we got it repositioned now. It's the Shack Cam. That's right. The Shack is open. Tuesday through Friday from 8 to 2, the Shack is open. They're also open on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday from 8 to 12. If they're watching, maybe they'll go outside and wave at the camera. I'll keep it on here for just a little bit just to see if anybody comes out. You can see exactly what we were looking at. If you go out the front door toward the street, we're definitely going to see it. If you go out on the little patio over there, we'll be able to see. If you creep out past the little pala-palas, you're going to have to go out by the white truck if you're going out the very front door. But that is the view right there of the Shack. We're serving up food, beverages, and love out there. Oh, somebody's walking outside, and they've got a little to-go bag with them, so you know that they're having a good day already. The Shack is where it's at. All right, well, I'll give them just a couple more seconds. I'm going to be flipping back here because I want to talk to you guys about some of the headlines that we've got here locally as we creep on into a warmer day here. Again, we're looking at a high near 87 today. The Marianas Variety's got a poll today. It says, who would you vote for if the U.S. presidential election were held today? They got Joe Biden, Donald Trump, or none of the above. Wow, I don't know who the other ones would be. I'm more interested. They had a poll before about who you'd vote for the delegate election. Well, I mean, it's the delegate, but who is we have a legit U.S. Congress seat open. I know the whole thing about the voting and all that other stuff, but still, it's an actual member of the United States House of Representatives. And who would you vote for? So the four people on the ballot right now, John Gonzalez, Leanna Hofschneider, Kimberly King Hines, and Ed Probst. Well, it is pretty heavy in favor of Kimberly King Hines on the variety poll. I'm curious who you guys would vote for. Oh, you don't. I know it's a. You don't want to tell anybody who you're voting for. That's okay. But that's one of the cool things about theirs at the variety, that they have an anonymous poll. Anonymous poll. So that's pretty good. Maybe we'll set up something like that on our Instagram page or IG. Yes, we have an IG. We don't use it a whole lot though. We're just starting to get ramped up now that we got time to do all that stuff. We're going to be doing a lot more of that. So we'll have a nice IG poll. Why? Because apparently, again, you got to reach that younger demo. You got to make sure people can see it over there too. And so we are absolutely going to do that. Did you know that P&A Corporation, I don't know much about these guys at all, but they're the Pacific Eco Laundry folks, Winners Hardware, CK Smokehouse. They do all these different things. They're going to launch a plastic bottle recycling project. These guys do all kinds of stuff. I didn't know that they were a PA corporation, but the Winners folks, they do so much stuff. They're a big part of the community that a lot of people don't really know all that stuff about. But they're trying to, get rid of all the plastics. They'll collect all these things and try to do some kind of a recycling operation here in Saipan. I mean, it has a lot to do with off-island stuff, but I mean, really, it's all about the environment and keeping stuff out of the Marpee landfill. Because a lot of that stuff in the Marpee landfill, it gets picked up by the wind and makes its way into the ocean, and it takes a long time to break down and everything. So they're interested in doing something for that. Also, what are some of the other big things? We'll get away from that pole again. Holy cow. Stay off the pole. Hey, there's some military training that's happening. Got underway yesterday, and it's going to be going all the way till Mother's Day, at least lunchtime on Mother's Day. They're going to be all over in Saipan and Tinian. Again, it's not going to be any bang-bang stuff that you have to worry about, but they're going to be out and about. So if you see some folks in uniform in the military, that's what they're going to be doing. They'll be up in Tapachow area. They'll be all over the northern part of Tinian, Northfield, Westfield, Tulu Beach, you name it. And they'll be out in the ocean. They're going to be everywhere. They're going to be all kinds of folks out there. You're going to get a heads up by listening to the Coast Guard radio channel. If you're going to be out there on the water, you'll hear more about it. And if you've got questions about it, you can call the EOC, the Emergency Operations Center, at 670-237-8000, or Channel 16 on the Marine VHF, or the single band radios at 5.205.0. Not too shabby, right? Well, that's what's going on for that little bit of training. Again, not bang-bang stuff, but they're going to be all over the place. You know who else is all over the place? Department of Corrections Commissioner Anthony Torres. You see him everywhere. He's doing everything. He is, no kidding. If something's happening, he is there. I think it's the most visible corrections commissioner that we've had, certainly since I've been here. That's no knock on anybody else who's been there before, but he's up front and a part of everything, and it's paying off. He's getting a lot of support from the community. He's going out there and doing it. He's trying these workforce programs. I don't think I've seen a corrections commissioner be so progressive to get stuff done. It's really paying off for these guys. Well, they just unveiled their new juvenile detention facility. Easy for me to say. They've been working on this for a long time, and it's over in Susupi now. There used to be the old DYS in Cagman, and they've used that for military exercise and everything, but they used to have that open. Then there was this big sinkhole that developed. Yeah, it is. And then they're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore. Can't let the kids get, fall into that hole. Can't do it. And then they just revamped some of the facilities that they have. I'll tell you what, the previous commissioner, two back, Robert Guerrero, he did a lot of work to revamp the DPS facilities. And I'll tell you, from when I got here till when he left, the buildings, at least, the structures and the buildings and everything look better in that 20-year span. They just look so much better. And that is being continued with the current commissioner, Macarana's acting commissioner, till he's officially passes muster with the Senate. I don't know when that's going to happen, but hopefully they can finish that soon, because everybody is in favor of him being the commissioner, without question. But this new spot for the DOC, they revamped the old prison area that they got, and it looks great. Yeah, remember the old CIB? It was the old Criminal Investigations Bureau. And it's changed hands. It was a traffic area at one time. They changed it to a couple of different things. And boy, did they really fix that up. Really, it is something now that makes great sense. They used to have people there, and now they've revamped it, and it looks great, and they opened it up. The only sad thing is that they have to have it in the first place. I mean, you'd hate that you have to have a juvenile detention facility. But I mean, there are kids out there who need a little redirection. You know, they need to rechart their course. And at least they've got a new place, a new revamped place for them to get that. And with all the programs that are happening in the Department of Corrections now for the adults, at least the oversight is by somebody who's got a vested interest in help, like not just rehabilitating people. And when it comes to the kids, I don't know if it gets called rehabilitation anymore, or if it's just really giving them like a real direction, you know, a real role model. And who isn't a better role model than our current commissioner for corrections? I'm telling you, man, I heard him talk. Guy's inspirational. He does good stuff. And he's really passionate about doing it. You got someone who's passionate about helping people who are incarcerated, people who got in trouble for different things. Like he said, hey, when they're going to get out, and when they get out, they're going to be your neighbors. They're going to be your neighbors. You want to have them set up in a good way. You want to help them out. You want to get them training. You want to get them an education. You want to help them to kick those bad habits that they got. And he's dedicated to that for the adults, so it's going to filter down to the kids too. They're a little bit closer to home now that they're at the old CIB location, so it'll be easier for them to go over there and take a look at what's going on. So bravo. Well done. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Well, keep it coming is what Rother was saying at the Taste of the Marianas. Jeremy Rother, 5 Subway sandwiches. He beat 10. He was one of 10 people. But he was able to slam down 5 foot-long sandwiches from Subway. Can you believe it? It's just crazy. Can you imagine keeping down 5 foot-long sandwiches in an hour? I could do it in a full day. Where are you going to put it? No, don't say I got plenty of room. Okay, you're right. But I don't. I can't put down 5 sandwiches, not 5 foot-longs. There's no way. It's not happening. All right, guys. Hey, this is what I want to do. I do want to take a break. And when I come back, I want to talk about the Department of Public Lands. And I'll also have the latest update from, hold on one second. I do have the latest. So is this the 1900? Yeah. We will have the latest from AP Headline News. There is a new one that just came out about 5 minutes ago. So we're going to hit that. We're going to take a real quick commercial. When we come back, we'll have that and more.
For close to 30 years, I've never seen a carrier with so many different types of ways to serve their customers. Whether it's fiber, whether it's fixed wireless, 5G mobility, LTE, we know how to get the job done. Being part of the IT&E team is more than just being part of a company, it's being part of a family. Your coworkers want you to be successful. Your managers want you to be successful. I want you to be successful. Lean on us. That's what we're here for. We're here to make you successful, not the other way around. Our success will come from yours. We're going to empower our employees. We want you to be the tip of the spear for leading IT in the future. Second, we're going to delight our customers. Every customer experience is meaningful. We want every customer to walk away thrilled that they chose IT as a provider for every product that we offer. Then finally, we do those two things, we're going to crush our competition.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. It is the morning. It is Good Morning Marianas. And had a great morning so far, playing some music in the background from Jordan Paradise. I don't know if you know this guy, but he's one of the featured artists over at the Marianas March Against Cancer. And we did a little show with him going back, maybe, was it a month ago? Was it 2 months ago? It was pretty quick, but maybe we'll get him in here one of these mornings, talk about it a little bit. Anyway, not too bad. You're looking down at the Shack, which is open 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It's the Shack Cam. You get to see a little bit of traffic, but really, that's the Shack in Saipan. 8 to 2, Tuesday through Friday. And then on the weekends, they're open from 8 a.m. to 12, Saturday and Sunday. Not too shabby. Thanks. And I just got that message too. Appreciate that, partner. I could definitely use it. Hey, we've got more stuff that came on. The latest just came out from AP Headline News. So I'm going to go ahead and get you guys that update. And then we're going to get back to talk about some I'm interested in, which is public lands and Coral Ocean Point. That's what's going to be coming up next for us here in just a second. But first, I'm going to hit you with the latest from AP Headline News.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. With Donald Trump's hush money trial in New York, the former president firing back after the judge fined him again for violating a gag order. Ed Donahue has details.
The fine this time was $1,000, and Judge Juan Mershon said they don't appear to be serving as a deterrent. He brought up the possibility, as a last resort, of jail time, saying Trump's statements constitute a direct attack on the rule of law. As he was leaving court, Donald Trump said,
"Frankly, you know what? Our Constitution is much more important than jail. It's not even close. I'll do that sacrifice any day."
After the judge stopped speaking in court, Trump shook his head twice and crossed his arms.
What's going on with this judge is a disaster. Between the gag orders and the hatred he's got for me.
Former Trump Organization controller Jeffrey McConney testified about how the company reimbursed payments meant to suppress embarrassing stories during the 2016 campaign. I'm Ed Donahue.
Elsewhere in Manhattan, Columbia University is canceling its university-wide commencement ceremony following weeks of protests over the Israel-Hamas war. And there were major developments in that war today. The AP's John Gambrell.
Hamas has said that it's accepted a Qatari and Egyptian-mediated ceasefire to stop the war in Gaza being waged by Israel. However, we've heard from Israel, they say that they're continuing to launch military strikes on Rafah, that city in southern Gaza where half of the enclave's population now is. They also say that their war cabinet has voted to continue this Rafah offensive while still potentially negotiating the ceasefire and sending a team onto Cairo.
Damage assessments underway as floodwaters recede in Houston. Meantime, a high risk of severe weather in Kansas and Oklahoma. Rick Smith at the National Weather Service in Norman.
The potential is there to have destructive tornadoes, similar to the ones seen in parts of Oklahoma back on April 27th.
This is AP News. The Stanley Cup playoffs are into the second round. Boston eliminated the Maple Leafs Saturday night and are in Florida tonight for Game 1. Last night, the Stars sent the defending champs home. Bob Stevens was there.
The Dallas Stars defeated the defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights 2-1 in the deciding seventh game of their first-round playoff series and now advance to the second round against Colorado. Stars rallied from an 0-2 deficit in the series and won 4 of the remaining 5 games. Radek Fox's goal, 44 seconds into the third period, snapped a 1-1 tie and proved to be the difference.
I tried to cut the middle, and Smitty just passed the puck to me back, and I received it on my skate. I was like, let's just put it on the net. You never know. And luckily, I think he got lucky bounce, I guess.
Wyatt Johnson also scored for the Stars, his 4th of the playoffs, while Brett Howden got the lone Vegas goal. Jake Ottinger stopped 22 of 23 shots for the Stars. Bob Stevens, Dallas.
And I'm Ben Thomas, AP News. Thank you for listening.
Yes. That is not me on the mandolin. Looking down at the Shack there, we just got wrapping up there with the good old Shack Cam and the AP Headline News. But, man, we have got plenty of stuff to talk about today. And what I want to get down to is who's going to make the call on Department of Public Lands for Coral Ocean Point. It's only a matter of time before they finally pull the trigger on that deal. Coral Ocean Point, the latest hotel trying to get an extension on their 40-year lease that they had in the Commonwealth. This is something that is part of our, well, it's part of our Constitution, about the Article 12 of it, about saying who can have public land and who can have private land. And for this one in particular, it's the whole Land Alienation Act and all that other stuff. Well, this one's important because this is another hotel that's coming up on that 40-year clock. Our founders 40 years ago, in their wisdom, said, "Hey, look, you can do it as a maximum of 40 years, and then after that, we'll figure stuff out." Kind of kicked the can down the road a little bit, and then it came into a point where they folks had to rebid on what they already did. Now, I thought that was unfortunate. Excuse me. It should be whatever's best for the Commonwealth, right, and the best for the people of the Commonwealth and all that stuff. And by having people rebid on their investment that they made in those 40 years, makes it tough, because by the time you get close to the last bit of your lease, how much do you want to invest? Because then you're going to have to bid for what you already spent on. So the thinking was, and I think short-sighted, was that let's make them bid against anybody who wants to come in and take their property away from them. Not their property, but all their investments and all that other stuff. They get outbid, that's it. So why is that short-sighted? Because then toward the end, they are not able to invest because there's a risk that they're not going to be able to keep that stuff. They're not going to be able to continue to make money off of it because it's a building. And the public lands, they just figure they're going to get paid either way. Somebody's going to get it. And then you get what happened to Marianas Resort up north. Right? That's how you get what happened with Hyatt. Not that they closed. That's something else, but I wouldn't doubt that that's a contributing factor. But that could also be, well, I mean, that's definitely why the Hyatt hadn't invested a whole lot in the last 10 years of their previous lease, because they know they were running out. So I'd propose a change on that one. There's no guarantees, but as long as they keep investing all the way up, it's in the public's benefit. They have a company that's making money there. And a responsible company. Again, if you're there for 30 years and you got 10 more years in your lease, I would say that they're probably a responsible company. I mean, how many companies that we've got here that have been here for 40 years? Okay, Herman's. They're from here. Joten, of course. Then you got Triple J. They hit 40 years here next year. AK has been around 110 years, but they haven't been in Saipan for 110 years. But, look at these other companies that have been here for a long time, and they're responsible. So who has been, right? So the folks up north, they were here for a long time. Then they got put up against each other by themselves. Then IPI was going to try to use that and try to get alteration on their original agreement. And that got canceled because they had no money. And so we ended up chasing away someone who'd been here for 40 years. We just had swimmers in here today. We can't use that pool anymore because of that deal with DPL. Chasing them away. Didn't maintain that place. And really, it's Department of Public Lands. It's public lands. It's their property right now. They should be maintaining it. That pool should be part of Parks and Rec. Should be being maintained right now. People should be swimming in there. Our swim club should be swimming in that. And now we're looking at COP. I think they need to re-look at that process. I'm still okay with not changing the hardcore part of it about like that 40 years max. I don't want to open the floodgates on times and all that stuff. I think that stuff's great. But put in some kind of a provision where you don't necessarily have to bid against yourself. You don't have to have someone come in and just unseat you. Why would you want someone to come in and kick out a good company that's been here for 40 years? It's a terrible idea. I think, it's short-sighted. If you're by chasing out folks who are good business partners, good community partners with your Commonwealth for 40 years for someone who's just going to come in, just has a deep pocket. That's a one-deal payday. There's no relationship there. There's nothing to leverage relationship-wise when it comes to other things. Short-sighted. But put something in there that says, hey, look, in your last 10 years, because you still want people to invest in there. You still want to have a vibrant property there that doesn't get stale for 10 years until something good happens, like they get renewed. Put in a list of things, like a roadmap. As long as you hit all these milestones in their final 10 years, you're going to have a very smooth road to extension. And why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? Well, because someone else might come in. Well, they might come in anyway. Build something else somewhere else. It's really the smart thing to do. That way you still get people who are investing in their property. But you can't screw them over afterwards. You can't renege on that deal. Tell them, hey, if you do this, we'll do it. Okay? Deal? Done. So now let's put this back into COP. Correlation point. There are some people out there who don't want to see COP get renewed. Excuse me. And I can appreciate some of the points. Saying, hey, they said they were going to take care of this. They said they were going to take care of that. They were going to reinvest with this. Remember what that place looked like after it got the snot knocked out of it during YouTube? They're the hotel that got beat up the most. I know PIC got it pretty good too. They got it the most. It literally blew through the whole place. It blew out front doors and back windows. Not in that order. Like all those doors, all those places, the suites, everything at COP got the snot knocked out of it. Golf course wasn't spared either. They had to rebuild that place. And they did. And they did a heck of a job making it look good. The golf course looks great. Those golf carts are all new because they don't have many. They didn't have any left. Those all got beat up at the typhoon too. And I'm going to tell you, I know that they did a good job down there at the beach when they redid all that area. Does it look nice now? No. Is it kind of trashy? Yeah. Is it because of COP? No. It's not Correlation Point who dumped all that trash down there. It's people who are going down there, hanging out, and leaving their crap out there. And then it gets spread out because there's dogs all over the place. If it's a public beach and something that falls within the purview of Parks and Rec, then Parks and Rec needs to pick that stuff up. And Parks and Rec needs to have the appropriate amount of receptacles for people to throw their trash. Don't point blame, just do it. Sure, you don't have infinite resources to do all that stuff, but look, it's an endless battle. People talk about it all the time. They go down to the beach. It's the people who are going down there to the beach who are trashing it, right? It's not the tourists who are coming down there from a golf resort who are leaving barbecue stuff and Busch Light all over the place, right? Doesn't matter who it is. It's people from here, whoever those folks are, whether it doesn't matter their background or anything. They're people who live here, right? People who live here are the ones who bring the grill to the beach or grill at the beach. It's not these rando tourists who are eating at restaurants every night, right? So how much do you really expect COP to do for them? How much do you expect Hyatt to do? Hyatt cleans the back of their beach because they're right there, right? They're right there. There is public access to get over there, but people aren't going down and grilling out necessarily right there at Hyatt's beach, right in front of Hyatt, because, well, it's more difficult to get to. there's that access road between the Hyatt and Crown. People go down there, and they kind of creep around that like abandoned looking like shack that's over there. Different shack. And they'll hang out, but they're respectful about it. They're not setting up camp right in front of the Hyatt, right? I mean, it is, but like to the Hyatt's like backside almost, if you will. Same thing kind of goes over there at Crown too. But there's limited parking available, so it's not all over the place. But with COP, it's different because there's an access road that goes all the way along their frontage. And it's a disaster, some of those spots. But that's not Coral Ocean Point's issue. That's not for them. Should they help out? That'd be great if they did. But they're not the ones responsible for it. What do you want them to do? Set up their own little like transfer station? Guaranteed there's a ton of trash there every day. People dropping off every day. I used to love going down there. They got trasher and trasher and trasher. You know, all that garbage there. But is that the fault of COP? I don't know. Here's what I will say. You don't want to lose COP. You don't want to lose them as an investor because nobody's investing in the CNMI right now because we don't have stuff. We don't. We're not. We should be that beautiful place that everybody goes to. But if everybody keeps closing, there's nothing that people aren't going to want to stay anywhere. And there's not going to be any beautiful places left for people to go to because nobody's going to be invested in keeping them open. People want to come here to golf. Great. So you want to have it just Lau and Kingfisher. And Kingfisher, by the way, you know, they're not doing great economically. Then we're going to be down to what? Just Lau. Is that what you're going for? Great. Keep it up because that's where we're going to end up going. You know, we lost Marianas Country Club that had a real nice course up there. We lost that pool. We lost that hotel. We lost all those cool little condos, you know, the bungalows. And then we got this. Hey, yeah. What do you want? I don't know. I say you gotta extend them, have the conversation with them, but you know, there's no maybe about it. No brainer. Add some things in there of things that you want them to do, and then engage with them. Really engage with them. Those folks could really make a big impact in the CNMI. They put millions of dollars into that place. I mean, they were investing in it before the typhoon, but then after the typhoon, they put a lot into it also. It looks awesome. That pool, they call it Instagrammable. That pool looks great. It's a great hangout spot. Those rooms are all new because all their stuff got blown out from the storm. They're giving back. They're doing stuff. You need to renew them. You can't. The CNMI can't afford to lose another property like that. And who's going to come and invest in here if you're not supporting the people who are already here? The people who have been here for 40 years. Okay, granted, that place changed hands. But you got to support the folks who are here first. Makes me think of that whole Mariana Southern Airlines and Star Marianas. You gave all of this ARPA money to some random company that was only here for a short amount of time to bring in new planes and subsidize the airfare. And you screw over a company that's already been here. Why don't you give them some money for some new planes and then subsidize their airfare for everybody? For a proven company that's been here for a long time. That's locally owned and operated. No. Granted, hey, there's a company that came in, got a hotel. They were going to get the airlines going and try to get stuff going. Hey, that's great. I love that new investment. But in the meantime, you're giving money to a competitor of a local company and doing it. That's water under the bridge. Can't do anything about that now. But I'll tell you what we can do. We're going to go on with our lives and move on with it. All I can say is that DPL, it's a no-brainer. So right now, the current proposal is that they're going to get a 15-year extension. but they really want to get, that 40 years. Yeah, I remember talking with a former public lands secretary who said, Brad, the thing is that it's a 40-year lease. They got 30 years to make their initial investment back and then 10 years to make profit. And nobody has a business plan that says that. We're going to recoup our investment in the first 30 years of operation, and then we'll be good 10 years after that. Nobody has that business plan. Telling you, you can't afford to lose them. We can't. We cannot afford to lose another company here. Well, that's all we got, I think, here for today, folks. It's been great so far. I had a great time having you guys here. No question about it. Absolutely loved it. Really, I mean, it's great being able to do this stuff for me. And it's great being able to have you guys tune in. We'll be back again tomorrow. We're going to have all kinds of new stuff. We'll have people in studio, and we'll tell you all about it tomorrow. We might start doing this a little bit earlier. Working on all those scheduling things now. But again, we're working on still all kinds of stuff in the studio. It's our first full-on week here at Good Morning Marianas here. We started last week again. Still working out the kinks, still working out the layouts and all that stuff. But we're coming along. We're getting there, and we're going to do more of it. And just glad that you guys are here for the ride. We're going to be that conduit to let you know what's happening in our community and let you tell people what's happening in your world. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys back here again tomorrow, 7:30. Who knows? Maybe we'll get crazy. Maybe we'll start at 7. You never know. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Marianas. So many things we got to discuss. Happy day, Tirawami greetings. To Rhoda, Guam, Saipan, and Tinian. For all your island news. From a beautiful place with Pacific views. It's always so much fun on Good Morning Mariana.